Good day, and thank you for joining us and supporting us this afternoon in our webinar in relation to emulsifiers and acid rinses. Emulsifiers or extraction rinse agents are one of those chemistries which, when used in conjunction with the wet extraction process, can provide you noticeable, tangible benefits to your cleaning operation. I was having some discussion yesterday with contract cleaners across the other side of the country in relation to cost saving. And it always strikes me the way that when companies are trying to cut costs, they often focus on the aspects of their business and go cheap on these aspects, the same aspects that they are relying on to drive performance. Probably the three key things in a cleaning business which drives performance is training, staff training, chemicals, and equipment. Now, unfortunately, it's these same three aspects which are the first to come under the spotlight when we're looking at cost savings. The real way to drive profits in your business, in your cleaning operation, is operational excellence, operational efficiencies. And by this, I mean getting the job done faster, less on-job problems, less callbacks, and of course, maybe almost most importantly, customer satisfaction. Now, as relating to emulsifiers and acid rinses, I want to show you today how these chemistries can make that tangible, noticeable difference in your cleaning operation. Point of note, just at the beginning, is the use of the word emulsifier. I will switch between the use of the word emulsifier and also extract rinse agent. I'm talking about the same thing. But our webinar today is then in relation to emulsifiers or extract rinse agents and acid rinses. So let's kick off and have a look as to where they fit into the cleaning process. Now, we're very familiar with the cleaning process, starting off with the pre-vacuum and then pre-spraying the area to be cleaned, and then using our cleaning wand, the extract rinse process, and drying or raking. At this point, I just want to make a note in relation to pre-vacuuming and the importance of it. Remember that up to 80% of what we remove from the carpet is in fact not dissolvable in your cleaning solution. So it is very, very important that we do that pre-vacuum to avoid soaking up all our cleaning solution in this dry particulate soiling that is not going to be dissolved in the cleaning solution in any case. It is also one of the primary reasons for wick back on carpet cleaning jobs. So having a look in relation to the pre-spray and the extract rinse in particular, I want to just draw a distinction and just focus on those two parts, the extract rinse and the pre-spray. Now remember that the cleaning side of the operation, you might say the emulsifying side, the part of it where the soiling is emulsified and drawn away from the carpet fibers, separated from it and suspended for rinsing, is in that pre-spray step. The extract rinse step is a focus on then removing that emulsified soiling. So we have at this point got the emulsified soiling, and then we use that extract rinse to remove that emulsified soiling. The extract rinse step is not to be looked at as a cleaning step. So what I say to many carpet cleaners is don't call your cleaning wand a cleaning wand anymore. Call it a rinsing wand, because that's what it actually is. And why I make that distinction is we still see so often when the carpet's not coming cleaning in a particular area, carpet cleaning technicians going back and forth over that same area with the carpet cleaning wand. Now at this point, the liquid going into the carpet, the solution going into the carpet may just be simply water. If you're not using an extract rinse agent, if you are using an extract rinse agent, well, you're one step ahead, but it is still fairly weak in performance. And you really need to pull back and go back to the pre-spray step and add more pre-spray onto the carpet to emulsify that soiling and then rinse it out. One of the biggest issues with going backwards and forwards with a carpet cleaning wand is that every single time you go over the carpet, you're driving the moisture further and further down into the pile of the carpet, down to the backing, and even further. This starts getting to beyond the area where your carpet cleaning vacuum in the wand is able to extract. And we land up with patches that may go brown unexpectedly. as a result, or may come out as a different color when dried. And it is simply because you put too much water into the carpet than what your carpet cleaning wand is able to, in fact, take out. Very, very important point. And I just want to make sure that we understand that, because that's really one of the foundational blocks, is understanding as to the reason why emulsifiers or extract rinse agents do what they do, is that there's pre-spray step, and that's where the emulsification and the soil release happens. And the extract rinse step is your rinsing step, not your cleaning step. So what is the case then for extract rinse agents? And it revolves around the fact that water is not a very good rinsing agent at all. Water on its own is a very, very poor rinsing agent. The surface tension of water is more than 3 times higher than the oily grime you are trying to remove. Water's poor wetting ability prevents it from penetrating into the middle of the carpet yarn and even further down into the carpet itself, where there's a lot of residual soiling and a lot of your spills and stains. Furthermore, the hard water salts hinder the rinse water from mixing with the pre-spray soil residues which you are trying to remove. The last thing is the high surface tension of water causes it to dry in little beads instead of sheeting over the fiber of the carpet, and as a result the carpet dries a lot slower than it would if it had an extract rinse agent in it. So looking at that a little bit more from a left field way, you may say, let's have a look at Rinse Aid. We all know the use of Rinse Aid in a dishwasher. In fact, most of us would use it. Ask yourself, when the Rinse Aid runs out in a dishwasher, what are the 2 things that you notice? The answer that I always get is that the dishes are coming out of the dishwasher wet, not dry. And secondly, that there starts to be spots on the wine glasses and also on cutlery as well. And this is for 2 main reasons. One is that the surface tension of the water has not been broken down, so the water is drying in little droplets instead of sheeting over the cutlery and over the glasses and over the crockery especially. By doing that, the drying takes place extremely fast, which is the main reason why your crockery, etc., comes out of the dishwasher dry. And it is also the reason why it doesn't make those little watermarks on the crockery, etc. Furthermore, the breaking down of the hard water ions means that none of those hard water marks are left on those items that have been washed. So how does this apply in carpet cleaning? Well, it applies in exactly the same way. Our rinse extract agents, otherwise known as emulsifiers, especially here in Australia, significantly reduce the water tension and neutralize the hard water ions to turn water into a very high performance rinsing agent. And it's probably this reason that I personally don't like the use of the word emulsifier, is because emulsifier, the term, the word really relates to what's happening in the pre-spray step. So that is why I like and certainly prefer the word rinse extract agents. Yeah, a bit more of a mouthful, but it certainly explains the function a lot better. So talking about that ability to break down water tension, what we've got here is a skein of wool in a beaker of water, and we'll just try and stir it. Now, it has been held at the top due to the surface tension of the water. It is not sinking in because it is not wetting out. So we'll add just a single drop of emulsifier into that water, and look how fast the skein of wool wets out and drops down to the bottom of the beaker of water. Now, you may say, well, I'm using hot water extraction. I've got a truck mount. The water's very hot, so it's going to wet out the fibers very quickly. I don't need this extract rinse agent. Well, hot water absolutely has got a huge amount of advantages, make no mistake. However, it doesn't reduce the water tension of water nearly as much as you think. It probably only drops it down from about 73 Newton meters down to about the mid-50s. With the surfactants, you're able to drop that water tension right down to in the 20s, which is the 20 Newton meters or 20 dynes that we're talking about, which is similar to the oily soils themselves. So it just increases the need and shows the need for us to use an emulsifier in our rinse extract process. So having a look at some of the benefits and some of the aspects, the first one is that we achieve cleaner carpets. So having a look at the first item is that the soils which are emulsified by the pre-spray detergent in the pre-spray step With the addition of the extract rinse agent, the rinse water is significantly more effective at removing this emulsified soil. So in one sense, you could say that it's not the rinsing step that's doing the cleaning, it's the ability of the rinsing wand to remove the emulsified soil out the carpet. That's what makes a difference, is how much of that emulsified soil are we able to remove out of the carpet. With no rinse extract agent, it is not nearly as effective. We don't remove nearly as much as with the addition of a rinse aid. The second benefit in relation to cleaner carpets is that with the addition of the rinse extract agent, the rinse step has actually got some cleaning power, which is a great idea, great for areas that have perhaps not been adequately pre-sprayed. And it also gives you some cleaning power in the second pass of the wand. So if you do a second pass, you've still got some cleaning power in that second pass, as opposed to just simply having more water put on the carpet. Now, this is actually quite important, especially in relation to spills, especially beverage spills that have landed up at the bottom of the carpet where the pre-spray may not reach, and yet you are relying on the rinse extract step where the rinse extract water would reach to emulsify those dried coffees or Gatorades or tea spills, beverages, to emulsify them and rinse them out of the carpet. The third aspect in relation to cleaner carpets is that you get a far less possibility of soil wickback. So the ability to suspend, especially those particulate soiling, which is not dissolvable in the water solution, is much greater with a rinse extract agent. And secondly, as we spoke about in the second point, it is far, far more effective when you're rinsing out beverage spills. Now, the second big advantage or benefit in the rinse extract agents topic is that we do achieve faster drying times. Now, why is that? So due to the sheeting action that we spoke about, that we all know in relation to dishwashers, we get that exact same phenomena happening on our carpet fibers. The water is able to be released to evaporation significantly more effectively, as it is able to be released to vacuuming significantly more effectively. Secondly, in relation to the faster drying times, is that we've got a far greater release of the emulsified soils. So remember that less water is required to flush away those soil and detergent residues. So we're actually using less water to achieve in our rinsing step. And lastly, the soil residues which are emulsified with the pre-spray are very tenaciously hang on to moisture. So that is one of the key reasons why carpets stay wetter for longer when you don't use a rinse extract agent, is simply that those are clinging onto the water. So we're not able to have that fast evaporation process. Now, the interesting thing is I've been selling emulsifiers or extract rinse agents now since the early 90s. And going back over all the years of experience and talking to carpet cleaners in several countries in this regard, there's probably a figure of 20% that comes up in relation to this topic. And that is that they tell me that their carpets come cleaner about 20% more effectively when using a rinse extract agent, and they dry about 20% faster. So there's some real tangible numbers to think about. Another key reason that extract rinse agents are so important is achieving a minimum residue clean. Now, this largely goes back to the causing of rapid resoiling, which, as we know, is something that is still in the public eye, that rapid resoiling occurs after people do wet extraction cleaning. So remember that with emulsifiers, with quality wetting agents in them, making that rinse water so effective means that the soils and the emulsified soils, the pre-spray soils, are released out of their carpet far more effectively. So the point is that what is going to cause resoiling in your carpet is the pre-spray in your carpet, not the emulsifier that you add to your extract rinse. The second point is that we only use a very small amount of emulsifier in our rinse process. This is normally typically as little as 1 milliliter per liter, that's 0.1%, is all that is needed to break down those hard water ions and break down the water tension to turn water into a very effective rinse agent. Furthermore, the products are designed, professional products are designed, so that when they dry, they do not dry to a sticky residue in any case. And lastly, The pre-spray residues do contain a high concentration of chemicals. These residues, especially of unneutralized pre-spray, especially as we start to move up the alkaline scale, left after what we may term as a clean water rinse, they attract dirt like a magnet. Using an emulsifier, using a rinse extractor agent, gives you a true minimum resoiling clean. I've included some points in relation to time and cost because I think it's very, very relevant. Remember that chemicals typically represent less than 5% of the typical job cost, with extract rinse agents being a very, very small percentage of this. So this is what we spoke about right at the beginning, is that this is such a small amount of cost that can drive up performance of your cleaning operation, which could save 20% in labor saving, giving you 20% better cleaning efficacy. The other thing is that you're probably getting a lot more than 20% customer satisfaction by using them. Then the addition of these extract rinse agents supports the pre-spray step and removes emulsified soils significantly easy. So this is what we're referring to as to that 20% saving that can be achieved. And lastly, they're a good cleaning solution in their own right. So many people on carpets that are not severely soiled, and this might be office blocks, especially in the upper levels, can revert to doing a single step clean, where the pre-spray step is omitted altogether, and a single step clean is done using only the extract rinse agent. Now, on the labels and the directions of the extract rinse agents, you'll always notice that there is a stronger and a weaker dilution. The stronger dilution that is provided is for those single step cleans. The weaker dilution is when you're using it in conjunction with a pre-spray solution. So we have emulsifiers and we have acid rinses. What are the key factors to decide as to when to use which? The first one is fiber type, and that's probably one of the crucial ones, is fiber type. Delicate fibers, especially area rugs and upholstery, the Rinse Pro, which is an acid rinse, is what you need as an extract rinse. The important factors there is that we are bringing the dyes back to an acid state, leaving them in an acid state. Remember that most of carpet and upholstery fibers are dyed in an acid state. And secondly, delicate fibers, especially cotton and wool and rayon, all rely on being in an acid state to maintain their stability and their longevity. Furthermore, on synthetic carpets, both emulsifiers and acid rinses can be used. Obviously, there is not nearly as much benefit in using an acid rinse as there is an alkaline emulsifier, but there's no harm in it either. In relation to the delicate fibers, I will actually also add that some of the extract rinse agents that are alkaline can be used quite successfully on wall-to-wall woolen fibers, providing that you're using them at the weakest dilution. Now, the other considerations are protectors. If you are going to apply a protector to a carpet or upholstery, you should always finish up your clean with an acid rinse. Carpet protectors, fabric protectors do bond to the fibers a lot better if they are slightly acidic. Where we have heavy soiling, the alkaline extract rinse agents are going to provide a lot more power and support the pre-spray in a better fashion. So let's have a look at it in a bit more detail as to the function of these emulsifiers and the function of acid rinses. Having a look at the emulsifiers, the first point is that they leave the carpet in the correct pH for carpet longevity. Whilst we're using an alkaline extract rinse agent at a pH of somewhere between 9.5 and 10, they're very, very weakly buffered. When you take the pH of the carpet that it is left after the use of this solution, the carpet is typically left somewhere between 7.5 and 8, which is perfect for a synthetic carpet. The second point is that it increases the effectiveness of the extraction step, which we've gone over in quite some detail. Thirdly, it has got very, very good backup cleaning ability. It supports the pre-spray very, very well. It also gives you the ability of doing that single step clean. And lastly, it also provides that additional power when removing spill stains, especially beverages, etc., foods, gravy, and this sort of thing where you have got a lot of residue down at the base of the carpet. Lastly, they are economical. So typically speaking, if it's a powder, we'd use that at 1 in 800 to 1 in 1,200, which is around about 0.1%. And liquids are typically used at somewhere between 1 in 400 and 1 in 800. So they're very, very economical, using only a small amount to achieve such a difference. Then if we have a look at the acid rinses, we're leaving the carpets or the fabrics at the correct pH for these delicate fibers. In other words, slightly acidic, where we're stabilizing the acid dyes, stabilizing the fiber and the fabric itself. We do need to note that acid rinses typically have less cleaning ability than their alkaline counterparts. The third point is that, especially on upholstery and on area rugs, acid rinses do leave those fibers with what we term a soft hand. So these will allow the fiber not to be tangled, leaving them in a state which is more natural and provides that soft hand which is so needed on area rugs and upholstery. Lastly, we spoke about protectors. Water-based protectors for carpets and for fabrics will bond to the fiber a lot more successfully if they are left in an acid state. So looking at the Actichem range of emulsifiers and acid rinses, the first one is the Extractor Pro, which is a powder. This is provides an alkaline solution. It gives you very, very amazing cleaning performance when used as an extract rinse agent. It has also got high heat stability, very, very important for those running truck mounts. It also has got strong anti-corrosion ability too. Now that's actually one interesting point, because that is one reason why many people say they do not use extract rinse agents, is because of their concern or fear for corrosion of water pumps and their chemical pumps, I guess, for that matter. Now the Actichem rinse extract agents, all three that you can see on the page, are all got the correct anti-corrosion agents in them to protect your pumps, your water pumps, from that corrosion. In fact, it's a bit like running a water coolant through your car water system. It actually protects it more than just the water on its own. So yes, they are fully machine compatible. So we have a note there as to them being fiber safe and truck mount safe. The powder is preferred for truck mount users because it provides such amazing low cost efficiencies, and is not a problem to mix up the powder to use it as a truck mount concentrate. The dilution is 1 to 800 to 1 in 1,200, which is around about 0.1%, so it's a very, very small amount. Then moving on to the Emulsifier Plus. The Emulsifier Plus can be looked at as a liquid version in broad terms of the Extractor Pro, also an alkaline product, and is favored by portable machine users because of its ease of use. It's not to say that those two products can't be used interchangeably. Absolutely they can. It is also high heat stability. It also provides the anti-corrosion aspect that we spoke about with the Extractor Pro. The dilution of it being a liquid is slightly lower, being 1 in 400 to 1 in 800. And once again, safe to use on all of your wall-to-wall carpeting. The Rinse Pro is an acid rinse product, and will leave the carpet or the fiber with a slight acidic pH. It neutralizes high alkaline pre-sprays. So if you are using a high alkaline pre-spray, anything over 10 is what I refer to as highly alkaline. An acid rinse is favorable to be used, especially if it is a natural fiber, so it brings down that pH. Now, one thing that's very distinct with the Rinse Pro, which is very different to a lot of the rinse agents found on the Australian market especially, is that it includes genuine cleaning action. So mostly acid rinses will provide very, very little cleaning action. They just simply neutralize the alkalinity, and that's it, provide a nice smell, possibly. Whereas the Rinse Pro does provide genuine cleaning action. Yes, not as much as the alkaline counterparts do, but it does provide very, very powerful cleaning action. Furthermore, it also includes encapsulation technology in it, which means that whatever Rinse Pro is left in the carpet, in fact, dries down to a dry, brittle residue, which will dry out and be able to be vacuumed out at a later date. Of course, only in microscopic levels. But it does mean that once you've had a dry vacuum over the carpet, 48, 72 hours later, there is virtually no chemical left in that carpet. It's great for those who are trying to ask their carpet cleaners for a no chemical clean. Now, the other thing is that it does include an anti-resoiling component in it. And this, in the main, supports the stain-resistant carpets, the 5th generation and 6th generation stain-resistant carpets, and provides that, you might say, that top-up for that stain-resistant treatment. FiberSafe comes stock standard with it. And lastly, it is also packed with corrosion inhibitors to prevent corrosion on both portable machines and on truck-mounted extractors. So a very, very effective product. So thank you very much. I do trust there has been something that you've got out of this time together. Thank you very much.